Well, I've been going to movies since I was a little kid. The first one I remember seeing was E.T., and I was like maybe 2 years old. And then just every weekend I was going to movies, fell in love. Basically, when I'm not at the theater, I'm probably sitting at home watching a movie while doing the paperwork or sending the emails, things like that. I usually have a movie going at all times. One day I decided I wanted to work at the movie theater. I expected, serve the popcorn and the drinks, get to watch movies for free, which is true. You get to serve popcorn and drinks and watch the movie for free. But there's also a lot of cleanup to do, cleaning the popper, the bin, the pop machines, all that stuff that you don't realize. I've run theaters in Clarion, Boone, Perry, Iowa Falls, Manchester, Jefferson, and Cameron, Missouri. Technically, I was also in charge of Trenton and Bethany, Missouri theaters. And then bought this place. It's been interesting. First year is always difficult. Eventually, it'll be a very profitable theater, but until then, it'll be a couple years and I'll start being able to break even. The 2 screens, if we actually had 2, possibly 3 more screens on top of it, we'd be set pretty well for the turnover of movies that the distributors like to see. Another thing that people don't realize is I pay about 70% of all the ticket money that comes in goes right back to the distributors. I get to keep 30% on that. So that's why you come in, you have the $5 large bucket of popcorn, and the other concession prices just look ridiculous. That's all I get. That keeps the lights on, that pays the employees, pays the rent on the building. That's my operating cost right there. I would like to expand. There are options, certain theaters that I've looked at in certain towns. It's just make sure that everything with this theater stays golden for like a certain period of time and before I can expand. Even though expanding would help this theater and help the other theaters. Like some concession items we get, like the pretzels, they come in a case of 60. Well, we sell the better part of them, but we don't sell all of them. Same thing, box of Twizzlers, case of 60. I'd happily sell them here if it weren't for that fact. So things like that, it'd benefit from expanding. And then also as far as movies that we'd get them a little easier, just because I can say I will show Harry Potter in this theater for 2 weeks, and then I'll happily move it over to my other theater, my second run theater basically, and I'll show it there for a week, 2 weeks, and they're more likely to say yes, we can do that. I do need new seats. Cup holders would be a much needed improvement in that auditorium. And then when the time comes just to put the digital movies in and all that fun stuff, which right now to me, digital is worth it, but doing it strictly for 3D, not so much. There's only been one movie that I've seen that really worked out well in 3D, and that was Jackass. It was excellent in 3D, just the rendering of all the people and everything. Worst one was Clash of the Titans for 3D rendering. The other big reason why I haven't switched to it is because just for one projector, it costs more than what I paid for this whole theater. So it's not feasible quite yet. Building up and breaking down movies, as soon as the digital conversion happens, it's done, which is really sad because it's actually my absolute favorite part of the job. The digital movies, they all come on hard drives, or they're beamed in by a satellite and downloaded off the internet. Just the fact that I can alter how people first perceive a movie. Whether I splice it in the wrong spot, it can make the scene jump. I love that part. In the past, the 20s, the 30s, the golden era, back when you actually had a person sitting up in the projection booth. They had to splice out the bad spots, rips, tears, things like that. Whereas what I do now, I splice all the reels together. Basically the same type of equipment that they used to use back then, just a little bit newer version of it. Then I just splice them all together in the right order, reel 1, reel 2, reel 3, reel 4, etc. There we go. So yeah, film 35mm format in the next couple years, completely dead. Those things are quiet, those digital projectors, and it's almost unsettling to be in a booth with them anymore because you don't have that typical projector rattle that I'm so used to. So I don't know, it's disappointing. It'll give a more consistent product, but on the other hand, it won't have the same magic. People come to the theater because it's an escape. You get to go somewhere, sit down for an hour and a half, 2 hours. You get transported to another world. Your problems stay outside. And then some movies are just better on the big screen. Star Wars, great movie to see on the big screen. Just the action, the spaceships flying, stars all around you, the surround sounds, lasers flying from behind. Action movies, you get the helicopter coming from there. And then there's also just sitting down with a large group of people and watching a movie. And people will stand in the lobby and talk for 10, 15 minutes about how great the movie was and all that stuff. And then also you get the sad movies, like, well, Toy Story 3. I don't think anybody left that one with a dry eye, seriously. Just watching all the people walk out just crying. Big tough guys even, all misty-eyed and everything. It's something to do with sitting with people, enjoying something together. Running a theater in a small town is difficult sometimes, just because whenever you make a change in a small town to certain things, whether it's the price or where you sell the tickets and the concessions and how much and everything like that, people would just hound me. Why did you change this? Why is this changed? Stuff like that. On the other hand, it's also kind of rewarding that you get to know people a little better, meet people, interesting people. It's fun being able to be a part of it, to show these movies for people, to share this experience with them. When you're in a small town and you've gotten to know them a little better, versus in a place like Des Moines where it's just automated. You get them in, get them their ticket, shovel their popcorn, pour their drink, and so far Oskaloosa has treated me pretty well. Penn Center Theater, it's been a pretty good investment so far. We had a good season this summer, and we're gonna have another good one this winter. Last winter was great. For the next couple years, we're just gonna struggle to get by, like any new business. But I think in the long run, we're gonna do some pretty good things here, do really well.